trance.
Girl, the way you moving got me in the trance. DJ, turn me up. Ladies, this your jam.
Hey. Here's the Wildcats. Y'all ready for tonight? Make some noise one time.
When she walk, she gets this brown skin or a yellow bone. DJ, this my favorite song, so I'ma make it thunderstorm. Blood, want it, block of hell, throw it, I don't care. Dresses flying everywhere. Yeah, my partner Roscoe, like bro, I'm drunk as hell. Can't you tell? Do some events that fit this stat so fucking well. I'm trying to hit the hotel with two girls. That's why I wait. Take this little baby Moscato got a freaky. Hey, you got me in the trance. Please take off your pants. Pop on the handstand, you got me swaying. Please let's be a fan. Damn.
Girl, the way you moving got me in the trance. DJ, turn me up. Ladies, this your jam. I'ma sip Moscato. You gon' lose them fans. And I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor. I love the way you put it go. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you move and I'll proceed to throw this cash.
No hands and no darling, I don't dance. And I'm with Roscoe, I'm with Walker. I think I deserve a chance. I'm a bad mom, going at some motherfuckers, a young handsome mother. Gotta sling that wood, I just nunchuck them. And who you with, and what's your name? And you not hip, boo, I'm Wale. And that DC, I rap all day. And my eyes red cause of all that hate. Don't blow my high, let me shine. Drum on the beat, let me take my time. One beat, we can take it outside. Fucking what, bro? These blame mine. Is you out your mind, you out your league. I sweat no, just sweat out weeds. Wear out tracks, let me do my thing. I got 16 for this Roscoe thing, but I'm almost done. Let me get back to it. Whole lot of loud in a little backwood. Whole lot of money, big tip I would. I put on the train, little engine could. Wale.
Girl, the way you moving got me in the trance. DJ, turn me up. Ladies, this your jam. I'ma sip Moscato. You gon' lose them fans. And I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Girl, drop it to the floor. I love the way you put it go. All I wanna do is sit back and watch you move and I'll proceed to throw this cash. R-O-S-C-O, we Mr. Shawty, put it on me. Please, I be going ham. Shorty upgrade from bologna. Please, them niggas tipping good, girl, but I can make it fly. Cause I walk around with pockets that are bigger than my butt. Rain, go away. That's what all my haters say. My pocket's stuck on overload. My rain never evaporates. No need to elaborate. Those studies, ducks exaggerate. But I'ma get money air day stuck. Next might get a chance after me. I'm ballin' like I'm coming off a free throws. Get the head of the game, no cheat code. Lambo, Roscoe, no street code. Your booty got me lost like Nemo. Go on and do your dance. And I'ma throw this money while you do it with no hands. Go. Girl, the way you moving got me in the trance. DJ, turn me up. Ladies, this your jam.
We got about a minute and a half until showtime. Here's the Wildcats Steve section. Make some noise right now. That's what we like to see. We are here in Harrison, Ohio. Let's go, baby.
She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock. She like the way that I woo. And she let it clap for it. She let it clap for it. And she throw it back for it. Yeah, she throw it back for it.
We got 20 seconds. It's Chatterbox taking over.
Billie Jean. Christian Dior. Come up in all the stores. When it rains and pours. She like the way I like a Mary. Billie Jean.
touchdown. Deshaun Simpkins with the snag.
Looking left to Sims Marshall. Home run down for Jalen Marshall. He's got a touchdown.
Welcome in to Chatterbox Game Day, presented by Sweeney Automotive. We are live here from Harrison High School. How about this crowd behind us? What a beautiful day we have. And it is almost time for the war for I-74. We have East Central in the house against Harrison. We got Tony Pike, we got Paul Fritzner, we got Reed Mouse, and it is a gorgeous, kind of hot day here at Harrison. Well, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Chatterbox family, we do want to extend our thoughts and prayers to the family of Caleb Van Hooser, the former Lakota East star who tragically passed away earlier this week. Of course, Lakota East and Lakota West playing tonight. We'll be talking about that game as this show goes on, but just wanted to start off this show saying that all of us here are thinking about Caleb and his family. Well, we turn our attention now to this game here tonight. We have Harrison looking for their first win of the season in a huge rivalry game. Welcoming in the Trojans of East Central. Tony, start us off. Give us your overall thoughts for the game.
Well, first of all, the student section, this field, you got the scoreboard.
Makes ours look small.
Every year we come here, Harrison does something more to make this facility so amazing. This is just one of those games, though, a rivalry game, you throw everything out. There's certainly times where the better team hasn't won this, and both of these teams still trying to figure out who they are. I think East Central's a little bit ahead of that understanding, but Harrison's very aware of the challenge that tonight possesses, but they knew this coming in, and the goal is for them at the end of the season to be clicking on all cylinders. A team like East Central is going to give you every opportunity to get there tonight.
Reed Mouse, what are you looking at tonight?
You know, every time we come to Harrison, Tony brought up a good point. They take it up a step further. You know, the first time that I got to be on this stage with the great Tony Pike was right here at Harrison, and this crowd set the precedent, and they continue to set the precedent. They are the best crowd we've had ever, and I'm not just saying that. This is what it's about. Blackout tonight, it's great. It's going to be a rivalry game. You know, we were at a great game last week with St. X and Lakota West. Everyone said, oh, that's great high school football. This is high school football right here. East Central versus Harrison, this is what it's all about.
And the same thing last week, we said, oh, West is going to come in here. They're going to take care of business. Anytime you get rivals on the field, throw everything else out.
I was waiting for how long until we got that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we got DJ E-Train over here to our left. He's getting this whole crowd ready to go, too. DJ, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good, man, and I'll tell you what I'm checking out is that brand new Patton Cindy Noyes Athletic Complex scoreboard up there. That baby is fresh, and it is nice. And Harrison, Ohio is jumping right now, as you see in the student section behind us. Fellas, carry on.
Harrison coming off a 35-0 loss to Wyoming last week, but we're going to talk about Harrison second. We'll start with East Central. They opened up with a 38-3 win over Lawrenceburg. What impressed you, Tony, about that season opener?
Well, we can talk about Burton. We can talk about Aston all we want, and we will. When I look at this East Central team, historically, I think run first.
Right.
But the ability to do both and not be one-dimensional in high school football is so important. There's a running back by the name of Josh Ringer, got hurt in this game last year. Game 2, he was still their leading rusher for the season. So they pack a powerful punch in the backfield. Their quarterback is going to be all over run-pass option. And certainly when you look at a guy last week in Eli Aston, 10 catches, dominated Lawrenceburg. That was a rivalry game last week. This is a balanced East Central team, returning a lot of skill players that's tough to beat.
Hey, East Central, they can throw the ball, they can run the ball. Reed Mouse, East Central.
Yeah, I mean, Cole Burton, you know, he mentioned it. We could talk about him all night because we probably will. Great quarterback. You know, he's only a junior. He's already getting Division I looks. And as the Bearcats knew when Tony was there, when you got a great quarterback, you can open up that entire playbook. And that's what East Central has been able to do. Put up 38 last week. It's going to be a tall task for this Harrison defense that gave up a big passing attack last week. We'll see if they can do it again.
The more I learn about Cole Burton this year is that they're calling 2 plays in the huddle a lot of the time and giving him a run-pass option. He's going up and then reading a defense and figuring out what play to get him into. That's really advanced at the high school level, and Cole Burton has shown the ability to do that at a high level.
Maturity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, coming from a quarterback yourself at this level to be able to do that, it's got to be impressive.
Yeah, the keys to the car. It's something that you earn in any type of system, and Cole Burton has earned it. And it makes it tough on a defense because no matter what you do, it doesn't feel like you're going to be in the right situation against the opposing offense.
All right, now let's talk about the home team. The reason this whole crowd here behind us is here. Harrison leads this series all time, 23-20, and then one tie thrown in there a long time ago. What does Harrison have to do tonight, Reed Mouse, to be able to extend that series lead?
You know, it's been since 2017 since I got their last win. This Harrison student section doesn't even want to see East Central come on the field. They're just turning around. They said, hey, forget about it.
Done.
But, this Harrison team over the past few years has had an identity, and that identity has been move the ball through the air. They're kind of flipping that on the script with Josh Rogers this year, are they not? And we saw that last week. He's a dual threat guy. Connor Kennett, Frankie, and Mason Young, they've had good quarterbacks come through that. Josh Rogers hopes to be another institution in that fraternity. And, we're going to see what he's able to do in a big game tonight.
Yeah, when you think about Harrison, a lot of times, like Reed said, you think pass first, but now it might be 90-10 more to the run.
Well, I think Rogers showed the ability to throw if need be, but this, like Reed said, they want to be a run-first team. And I think that's one of the great things of coaches at any level, to not just say, hey, this is what we do, no matter what the system is or what the skill set is, we throw the ball, but to say, hey, we're a better running team. They returned 3 offensive linemen from last year's team. They don't have a ton of experience on this roster as a whole. Stick to the ground game. Try to get your defense involved. Move the chains. Eat up some clock. You're going to see that from this Harrison team as opposed to a year ago.
Right.
We came out here and they're throwing the ball all over the field. They want to control the clock. They want to run the ball a little bit more this year.
Yeah, but like you said, guys, right? Anything can happen here in a rivalry game.
Yes.
What do we know?
Right.
I mean, you look at last week, right? Lakota West, St. X, and we're standing there the whole time thinking to ourselves, okay, West might win this one in a blowout, but then St. X comes and it takes a late rally.
And absolutely. And no one wants to win this rivalry game more than Coach Rehage for Harrison. No, an East Central guy, come on over. He defected. We welcomed with open arms over here in Ohio, the Harrison Wildcats. We're trying to get that first win since 2017.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake Reiner's the head coach here at East Central. Played for Coach Rehage when he was in high school, so a lot of familiarity here, but these schools only separated by a few miles.
If you look back in the history of this rivalry, like I said, there's a lot of times where the team on paper that was supposed to win didn't win, and that's what you get tonight. We saw this Harrison team last year go up early on Wyoming. They just didn't put the whole game together. They got to play four full quarters tonight to get this win.
We are not nearly done yet with the Chatterbox Sports Game Day pregame show presented by Jake Sweeney Automotive. We got picks coming up later, but first we have a brand new scoreboard to dedicate, so we're going to take a break and come right back with the public address announcer after this on Chatterbox Sports.
If your AC or furnace is struggling, turn to the experts at Bartell's Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians get the job done right the first time, and if you need a new unit, Bartell's will give you upfront pricing with no hidden fees. Plus, ask about Bartell's 0% interest financing for 60 months. Learn more at bartellsheatingandcooling.com. Bartell's Heating and Cooling, for a comfortable way of life. Eli's Sports Bar and Grill, proudly sponsoring high school football with 3 locations in Mason, Liberty Township, and Ross, Ohio. Our 10-foot screens guarantee a great view from every seat in the house. Eli's Sports Bar and Grill, the best place in Cincinnati for sports, food, and fun.
Our public address announcer for the dedication of our new scoreboard here at Harrison High School.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an exciting night in Wildcat Country. Before we start tonight's game, we have a video announcement to share from Pat and Cindy Noyes. Both are Harrison High School alumni and vital supporters of our facility renovations. Please direct your attention to the video board at this time. As loud as it goes. I just let it go.
As I speak, we are attending the Tomball High School home opener, where grandson Carter is the starting quarterback. I trust you understand and give me an excused absence on this one. Now, this new video board is a culmination of a 4-year journey that I've been on with your 18 athletic director, Mark Myers. Cindy and I have been so blessed, we want to give back something special to our alma mater. So, this is to the players, the coaches, the student body, the faculty, and the entire Harrison community. We thank you for your appreciation and are humbled to be recognized in this way for a simple gift. I want to personally thank Mark for his tireless efforts to make all this happen.
Thumbs up when it's getting close.
Also, we want to thank Superintendent John Hamilton and the entire school board for this recognition and for seeing this project to the finish line. A special thanks to the Harrison Boosters, kind of sort of think we are one now, and all the community members who have made contributions to these facility upgrades. We hope this new video board will enhance the entertainment experience for all. As I sign off, I have just one more thing to say. Go Wildcats, and hope to see you soon.
Just make some noise. All right, where's the juniors at? Juniors, make some noise.
Sarah Moses with Bowley braces. Chris Witzkel and Austin Mathis with D1. Craig Forrester with Supercuts. Pastor Doug Combs with Church on Fire. Shelby Subinger with Pepsi. John Fisher with Car Country. Gabby Long with JTM. And Doc Zisco, trainers James Buddy and Abby Walters with Mercy Health. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for these local businesses. Also thanks to Holthouse Lacquer Signs, Denier Electric for the installation of our new scoreboard. Thank you to the Southwest Local Schools Head of Grounds, Rob Deller, for your coordination of the project. Thank you for giving back to our students and community. We're one team, one mission, one family. And finally, we'd like to thank Pat and Cindy Noyes for their generous donation for this new digital scoreboard, which will be enjoyed by this community for many years to come. Their commitment and support of both the youth and this community is greatly appreciated. Pat and Cindy's local families are here on the field representing them tonight. At this time, Southwest Local Schools Superintendent, Mr. John Hamstra, would like to present this award to the Noyes family in recognition of this great gift. And now, at this time, the Southwest Local School Board President, Mr. Jeff Biddle, will cut the ribbon signifying the inaugural game for our new digital scoreboard presented by Pat and Cindy Noyes. Ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause for our generous donors for our new Harrison High School Athletic Complex digital scoreboard. Well done, man.
Trevor,
Yell to me.
What I got to you as it's going.
Now, when are you doing the hype video?
Hype video is when they run through the tunnel.
When they run through the tunnel?
No, right after. It was an intro when they run through the tunnel. Hype video is at 7:02.
So we're not doing anything now until the pregame, which is...
Check out our fresh arrivals at Jake Sweeney Used Cars. Over 250 used vehicles weekly. All makes, all models. From economy to luxury, Jake Sweeney, the original used car superstore. JakeSweeney.com.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
The steak, egg, and cheese bagel is back at McDonald's. Order ahead on the app and pick up curbside.
Automotive from Harrison High School with the great Harrison student section here behind us, and we are just a few minutes away from kickoff. And we have a Super Bowl champion. We have Rocky Bloyman right here joining us. Rocky, how are you tonight?
I'm great. Do you know where I reside? Where me and my family have lived for the past 8 years?
I have a feeling I know the answer, but I'm
right here in the great community of Harrison.
He's rocking the Harrison hat. He's all Wildcat out.
Rock's got a palatial estate, like, what, 5 minutes from here?
I got a double wide right down the street.
I'll take it, man. That's not bad.
I don't like this whole linebacker situation going on right here.
Tony's
Way too much
nervous.
energy. I'm nervous.
Getting a little nervous.
Gonna push me off the stage.
Well, fellas, we got some games to pick tonight, and so we're going to start off with Lakota West and Lakota East. West visiting Lakota East. West with the dramatic win last week. Tom Bolden has never lost to Lakota East. So we're going to start over here, Tony.
This is simple to me. I look at the experience in the back end of that defense for West. I think Mitch Bolden got a lot of confidence at the end of last week. I think Bolden and the Boldens, let's just say head coach and quarterback, they get the job done over East.
Rocky.
So for me, obviously, West dispatched my St. Xavier Bombers last week, okay? But here's what it comes down to me. 83 years ago Thursday, The Wizard of Oz was released in theaters. And in that movie, a house gets dropped on the Wicked Witch of the East, and by the end, the Wicked Witch of the West, some water gets thrown on her, but that was really late in the movie. So West drops a house on East.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. For
All right.
Don't bring up the water.
All right, E-Train.
Well, I'm riding that high from the West energy last week,
Yeah.
and my man Malik Hartford, he's lurking in that secondary. I see him with a couple big plays. I'm taking West.
Yeah, I think we all saw that big play that he had towards the end of the ball game, but this Lakota West team is too talented. Give me the Firebirds.
Colerain at Princeton. Tony.
Very simple. People think of Colerain in defense. Princeton blows up for 60-plus against a very good Anderson team. That's a good Anderson offense that they held in check late in that game. I think Princeton has too much offense for Colerain.
Rocky, what movie now?
As Tony said, Princeton beat Anderson last week, but I think Anderson stinks.
Woo! Coming out firing.
Colerain, they call on the power of Dave Murphy, Terrell Burrett, BJ Askew, Eric Caddis, and the great Darian Beavers, and they run to glory tonight. I got Colerain over Princeton.
Colerain. E-Train.
Just like Northgate Mall shutting down, coming down, Colerain's offense and defense going to be shut down. I'm taking Princeton.
Love it.
All right. Reed Mouse.
I love the linebacker energy. We need more linebackers,
I'm nervous.
less quarterbacks
I'm
up
nervous.
here. But, you know, this Princeton team, everyone, the sneakiest 11-win team from a season ago, they're really good, and they'll show it tonight against Colerain.
Mason has won 8 of the last 9 against Hamilton. Do they do it again, Tony?
Vegas has this at a pick-em,
Yes.
so I'm going to take Mason in this. I think Hamilton, they're still just trying to figure out who they are, new head coach. I'll take Mason this early in the season.
Rocky.
So back in the days of the Founding Fathers, Aaron Burr
Yes.
was a Mason, and he shot Alexander Hamilton.
That he
The
did.
same thing happens tonight. The Mason beats up on Hamilton.
All right.
I don't have that type of analogy, but I'm riding comments right now. We're seeing green. I'm feeling green. Give me the Mason comments tonight.
If I knew I didn't like you guys. If there's 2 things I knew growing up in Hamilton, it's 1, you can only call it Hamiltucky if you're from there, and 2, you don't go into Virgil Schwarm Stadium on a Friday night and expect to come with a win. The Big Blue got this one.
Kings playing Sycamore 34-0 last week, looking to go to 2-0 against Turpin. Who wins that one, Tony?
Will Coker at quarterback for Kings. This is one of the sneaky teams that could win a state championship. I'm going Kings big tonight.
Turpin last week lost to Oak Hills. Oak Hills is not very good. They did not win a football game last year. Kings, of course, won. Behind us, Tony said Will Coker. I got Kings over Turpin.
E-Train.
I rode with Kings last week. That's literally in my backyard up there. You got to come up and hang up sometimes, man. We're right there by Kings Island.
Take a swim in your pool. Your
Take
big
a
pool
swim
you
in
got
my
there.
pool, man. We'll go have a drink at Cartridge Brewery, all that stuff.
Reed.
Kings, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if E-Train's from there, it should be good enough for me. Give me the Kings Knights.
And now our last pick of the evening, the reason we are all here tonight, East Central and Harrison. Tony, can Harrison do it tonight?
And there is so much firepower on this East Central offense. 3-headed attack. They can beat you in so many ways, but in a rivalry game, as Reed has pointed out, anything can happen. In this game before, Harrison has won games they shouldn't have won. East Central has won games they shouldn't have won, but I got way too much of a following in St. Leon, Indiana. I'm going to take East Central.
It's St. Leon.
No, it's Leon, what they call me.
Uh-oh.
Now, Tony, my good friend Tony Pike is looking way too into the numbers. Here's the deal. Harrison High School is named after the 9th President of the United States, William Henry Harrison. He is famous
Preach.
He is famous for dying just 31 days into office. He was delivering his inauguration speech. It took 2 hours in the driving cold. He caught pneumonia. He's on his deathbed. I have heard that his doctor right beside him was an East Central grad.
Uh-oh.
He sat there and allowed the great William Henry Harrison to die on his bed. So tonight, the Wildcats and Harrison get their revenge!
E-Train and Reed, we got two more. E-Train, what do you got for us?
Let it be known once again that we are in Rocky Boymanville here in Harrison, Ohio, which is situated not far from Ross, Ohio, where I am an alumni of. I love my Ross Rams, but I love the Harrison Wildcats tonight. You don't bet against the green. Harrison Wildcats, where you at? Let's go.
Come on, Reed.
All right, the one we're all here waiting on. Reed Mouse, take us home.
Listen, I said this all week. I've never met a Hoosier that I've liked.
Oh.
No one from Indiana. Let me get this a little further. Rocky, where'd you go to college?
Notre Dame.
Tony, where'd you go to
Don't
college?
set him up like this. Don't set him up like this, Reed.
Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, Cats by 90. Harrison Wildcats got this in the bag tonight. Let's get it up.
Ooh.
Wow, so we got three here for the Harrison Wildcats. That has been the Chatterbox Sports Game Day Show. Kickoff right around the corner. Thank you, Jake Sweeney. Thank you to everybody here for watching. We'll be right back with kickoff after this.
Check out our fresh arrivals at Jake Sweeney Used Cars. Over 250 used vehicles weekly. All makes, all models. From economy to luxury, Jake Sweeney, the original used car superstore.